What's going on? In today's episode, I'll be sharing with you guys how to clean up your form on the RDL. So I made a video about this in the past, but today's episode, I have new tips regarding restrictions and how to clean up your form even more for beginners. Because a lot of beginners, they don't know how to properly execute the exercise. They use a lot of quads. They use way too much erectors. So we're going to clean that up right now. So let's get into it. What's going on right now? I'll be sharing with you guys how to teach the RDL. I'll be giving you guys different approaches. So you'll be able to teach the RDL to maybe yourself, your clients if you happen to be a coach, maybe even just your gym buddies. So what we're looking for is a basic hip hinge with a barbell or any kind of implement in our hands. We want very minimal knee bend while pushing the hips back. Just like that. You want to get a great stretch in the hamstrings, and that's about it. Now, unfortunately, if you want to teach somebody either in person or online, it's very normal and it's very probable that at first they're going to bend their knees a lot. So they're going to turn into some kind of butchered conventional deadlift. So we want to avoid this, and we want to use the right, what's called the restrictions. So if you guys heard about what's called the vert pull, you could have an alternative of this where you put a bench in back of you or the person you want to teach, put your feet maybe a couple inches ahead, and you don't want the calves to be right against the bench, but you want to use the bench as a quote-unquote restriction so they don't bend the knees too much. So this way it forces them and it puts them into a better position mechanically to be able to do the RDL in a stricter fashion. So this doesn't take much equipment, just have a bench in your regular gym and this will teach you. So a second method I like for teaching the RDL is to simply have eccentrics and pauses, which are optional. But you want to have some eccentrics because this will teach the person how to have that hip hinge in slow motion. A lot of people, when they're trying to learn the movement, they rush through the range of motion. We don't want that. So what you could even do is have something like a 3-3-3 tempo. So 3 seconds down, 3 second pause to really feel the load of the hamstrings, and 3 seconds up. I'm not saying you have to have this for the rest of your life. I'm just saying you could have a phase maybe for a couple weeks where you're just doing tempo and pause work on your RDLs just to dial in the technique and nail your form. Another way to teach the RDL is to simply have a wall in back of you, because this will give you a new reference, and a lot of people, they tend to go way too low or they tend to go way too shy of the range of motion. So you have to adjust according to your anthropometry, put your feet in the correct position. And for a lot of people, having the bar slightly below the kneecap is a good start to get to get a better range of motion of the hamstrings when you're performing the RDL. So I like the wall method as well to complement the tempo work, and you could do the tempo work and the pauses on this too. These are just drills to teach, but even once you get better at the movement of the RDL, you could still incorporate some tempo work into the mix if you want with the pauses. I do it myself. Now let's talk more about single leg variations, which I say split stance, because a lot of people, if they can't do an RDL with 2 legs, I really doubt they'll be able to do it with 1 leg at a time. But just for variety, once they've learned the RDL with 2 legs, you could start incorporating some split stance variations into the mix, because this will teach them how to load one heel more at once, and just great for variety because you can't do everything bilaterally anyways. But I do believe that having a decent base of the RDL is good with 2 legs, and then you can start getting into other variations, but that's just my opinion. And then eventually, once you get better at the split stance variations, you could hold on to maybe a pole in a rack, and you could do eccentrics like that. And then from then on, you can maybe put 1 finger, 2 fingers. You just start taking off more weight, more fingers, and then you're eventually doing the single leg RDL with better balance. All right, so there you guys have it. Those are some basic tips on the RDL and how to clean up your technique. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. What'd you get out of this video? And hopefully this helps you with your hamstring development.